folks, Sam here with Sam Wood Outdoors. Time for an air gun video. Probably the number one question that I get asked is, what air gun should I buy? Well, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to do a video on that right now. Now, I'm not going to try to sell you on an air gun. I will try to sell you on a couple things that I like. Okay, first of all, what air gun should you buy? That all depends what you really want it to do. I started out probably just like everybody else in the world starts out with. They get themselves a pump up air gun. And let me tell you guys, this Crosman 2100 Classic, even though it's plastic now, is pretty freaking awesome, pretty accurate. If you're going to shoot with your kids, I recommend getting one, you know, it depends how big they are, a little bit smaller. And they're pretty accurate. They just don't have that big knockdown hunting power that you want. So guys progress, and nowadays they skip probably one of the best air guns ever made, and they go to one of these break barrel guns. And these are great guns, moderately accurate, not extremely accurate. They're kind of picky on their pellets and stuff like that. And I went into the break barrel guns and really liked them until I progressed. But the one gun you're missing is probably this gun right here. This is a Crosman or a Benjamin. The Benjamin Sheridan, we used to call them blue streaks, silver streaks. They had the stainless steel ones. They're pretty freaking awesome. They come in 177, 20, and 22 caliber. This is a 177. I have a 22 caliber. I suggest you skip the 177, go right to a 22 caliber. Hell, I even got this gun right here, that same gun. And it shoots tranquilizer darts. You put a dart in there for darting, you know, buffalo and rhinoceroses and stuff like that. But one of the inherited problems with this gun was it didn't really have a good way to mount a scope on it. It has a blade for a front sight, and as you get older, you wear glasses. Sometimes that blade is hard to see. So Benjamin, Crosman, now owns Benjamin, came up with a mount that they put on here. It was okay, but this mount is just fairly new coming out. Mounts right on there. And then that just, it's just badass. That's the only way to do it. Where you can get all of this stuff, and I highly recommend this. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but if you're going to buy something, you need to go to Pyramid Air. Huge supporter of Sam Wood Outdoors and my air gun stuff. That's where you need to go. So any of this stuff you can get there. You can get that mount for your Benjamin. You can buy the Benjamin. You can buy the Crosman. You can buy all that. But anyways, let's keep going. So now you've graduated from that 2100. You're up here. You got yourself a blue streak and everything else. Backyard friendly. Great squirrel gun. Rabbit gun. Within 20 yards. Really like it. I have killed a ton of rabbits and squirrels with this gun as I was growing up and into early adulthood. So that is probably, I would skip the break barrels and I would go to that gun. I would go to a Benjamin pump up. There is another gun coming out that I'm hearing about that's going to be comparable to that gun. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know, but definitely stick to a higher end pump air gun. Next, now you're going to go PCP. That's where I'm at. That's pre-charged pneumatic. It's actually filled up 2,000, 3,000 PSI. But we get a little bit more in depth. It gets a little more complicated and gets a little bit more expensive. But it's not too bad because things are starting to come in line. They have what they call entry-level guns, and I just got this one. which is a Dana Storm Rider. It's in 22 cal. And another thing, guys, I suggest once you leave the 2100 guns, leave the 177s behind. Go to the 22 cals or the 25 cals. But this gun right here, I've been shooting this gun. It's a great entry-level gun. You can buy the gun and a high-pressure pump like this that'll pump it up. It's basically a bicycle pump, but it goes up to 4,500 psi. And you don't need to. The Storm Rider here is a 2,000 psi gun. Great entry-level gun. I'm loving it. You can put any scope on it. I went a little cheap with this Thompson Center scope. I think I should have went to something a little bit better than this, but I'm trying to keep it up economical. I'm testing this gun out. I really like it. Great accuracy in the 20, 30. Starts to come apart a little bit at 40, but I'm testing some different pellets. I think I can get it to be a 40 or 50 yard gun. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's short. It's really a short stock. So like for a woman or a younger kid, 15, 14, somewhere in there, great gun. For a guy who wants to get into PCP guns and justify it to his wife, great gun. Get the pump, start out, get your kids involved, get your wife involved, and then you can move up into the higher end guns. So they're great, great, great gun. And that's the Dana Storm Rider. You can go to Pyramid Air. They have the gun, they have the kit. Pretty freaking awesome. So then, guys, I go from there, and then you'll get into where I was basically a year ago. And that was entering the higher, or the mid, what I call the mid-range PCP guns. You'll see this, I do most of my Sparrow, Starling, pigeon shooting with, woodchucks, everything else, is the 25 caliber air guns. And I started with this gun right here. Has probably killed more critters than most, and that is the Benjamin Marauder in 25 cal. Love this gun. Here's the problem. This is a first generation gun. Has a green mountain barrel. Crossman pulled out all the stops when they made this gun. It is the higher end of the mid-range guns. And then they went backwards. They went backwards because now we have the new Marauder. Let me see here, where is it? The new Marauder. I got it here somewhere, guys, don't worry. And it is, you know, when you got to start searching, you have too many guns. Ah, here it is, right here. What am I doing? I bought it in a synthetic stock. One thing I like, adjustable cheek rest, because you can see when you put a scope on here to have the magazine go in and out, you're going to have a higher scope mount, and then this helps you bring your cheek up. Great gun, went backwards from the first generation. They cheapened up the barrel a little bit. Still a good gun, still shoots 50 to 75 yards. At 75, after 75 yards, it kind of starts to fall apart. My other Marauder, the first generation gun, pretty good out to about 100. So they kind of went backwards on this gun. But I will tell you, they did an offshoot of this gun, which was the Armada. And I have this one kind of broke down. I took the scope off of it. This is basically the Marauder with adjustable stock. Just has that black gun look. A lot of Picatinny rail on it there. So, you can see I got a red and black sling. That sling, this is one thing I'm going to sell you guys on. This sling, I have another one. Let me sneak ahead just a little bit. I have the first ever 550 and more scope cover. It is badass, and it beats anyone I've ever bought. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But guys, this is the one thing I'm going to sell you on. 550 and more. My buddy Gino, he makes some of the most badass shit We got koozies, stuff like that. Definitely support Sam Wood Outdoors. I can't say enough. The reason he made this one in red and black, one, I needed to have it, so it was, he just makes everything. But I am going to, this gun right here is going to become my nighttime shooting gun. Great gun, 75 yards, love it. It's a little heavy, but it has some adjustability. And with all the Picatinny rails and everything, I'm going to turn this into my nighttime shooting gun. And I'm going to give it a different look. We're going to pull the barrel shroud out, paint that, or Duracoat that red. We'll probably Duracoat the stock red, maybe the hand grip, stuff like that. We're going to kind of customize that gun. And if you guys watch one of my Starling videos, I shoot that gun when I first got it. It was freaking amazing. But anyways, so that's where we're at. The other thing that I just started, the other gun I just started shooting, this is what we call the Crawl King. You can't buy the Crawl King at Pyramid Air because this is a souped up gun. This is basically, or it is, a Crawl Jumbo in 25 caliber. Now guys, Pyramid Air Venturi has these guns, Crawl has these guns. The Crawl Jumbo, 25 caliber, extremely, I say it's as good as the Marauder, if not, maybe a little bit better. It looks better. I loved my Marauder. I love my first generation Marauder. My second generation Marauder, I think Crosman dropped the ball on it. I don't like it as much, but I'm really loving this gun. And if you buy the Jumbo, you can send it to Annihilator Airguns, and not even right away. You can shoot the gun. Probably cost you right around, I don't know, $450, somewhere in there. And then you can go and send it in to Annihilator Airguns after you've shot it for a little while and you saved up a little bit more money. And they can tune it up for you. This one has a new barrel, has it's just tuned, gives me 50-some foot-pounds of energy for 50 shots. It is holding a 3/4 inch group at 100 yards. This is truly where you want to go. The Marauder, I see guys tuning them and everything else and doing that. I think it costs a little bit more to tune a Marauder to get it where this King is. But starting out, you can take the Jumbo, 25 cal. Once you get in these PCP guns, guys, leave the 22 cals behind, move up to the 25s, and that's where you'd be. Except for like the entry-level guns, most of them only come in, like the Dana Storm Rider. It's 177 or 22 caliber, come to the 22 caliber. Don't go to the 177s. And then when you move up to one of these, get yourself a 25 caliber. Another thing I highly recommend is the Athlon scopes. First focal plane. I tried to get these guys to sponsor me. It kind of fell through. Maybe we'll work something out someday. But most of my scope cam video, you see me, I'm shooting the Athlon scope. This one, it really hasn't done me wrong. It's got lighted reticles and everything else. So I guess I just tried to sell you an Athlon scope. But you can go with any scope on these PCP guns and it's fine. I'm just loving the first focal plane. Next thing I'm going to try to sell you is the side shot scope cam. I could take my cell phone, put that in there. This is what I'm using when you see all of my scope cam footage. Side shot scope cam mount. So anyways, on to the next level. Yeah, there's a next level. And that is PCP big bore air guns. So, you guys just see I did an alligator video. I shot an alligator with 3 projectiles. I shot him with a 50 caliber pellet, and then I shot him with a air bolt, 50 caliber air bolt. These are arrows designed to shoot out of a 50 caliber pellet gun. And dude, it is accurate as all shit. And then I shot with a bow fishing arrow that I made. So anyways, the one gun you're hearing a lot about is the Bulldog. This is a 357 caliber pellet gun, bullpup style, PCP, shoots 3,000 PSI. I'm not a big Bulldog guy, but this fits me pretty good. And it's a good gun. I definitely think that it's a good gun. The other thing that you're going to see that Benjamin has that looks like this gun is the airbow, and that's designed to shoot arrows. So you can get this to shoot pellets, and then you can get the airbow to shoot arrows. But you know what? It's twice the money, and Air Venturi, or the Air Venturi Seneca has cured that, and let's talk about that. Oh, here's another 25 caliber Sumatra lever action. Just a beautiful gun. I love it. It's again, entry level or mid-range PCP gun, great for out to about 75 yards. Huge amount of power. Huge amount, way more powerful than the Marauders. So you got a little more killing ability. Shoots a heavier pellet a lot better. But it's loud. Definitely not backyard friendly. My Marauder, pretty backyard friendly. The Jumbo, pretty backyard friendly. The Dana, the entry level, really backyard friendly. But anyways, let's move on. So we have the 50 caliber Seneca Dragon Claw. This thing shoots pellets, arrows, and little shotgun shells. Doesn't shoot the shotgun shells very well because it has a rifled barrel. Shoots the arrows amazing, shoots the pellets amazing. Great 75-yard gun. Same as the Bulldog. After 75 yards, they tend to get, and guys, I'm talking 75 yards, I'm talking holding a group like this. You know, an arrow through 100 yards is probably like that. Most of you would be satisfied. It's just not me. So we have that. Here's actually, this gun is pretty rare. This was my first big bore PCP gun. This is the Rogue. It was a 357. It is a predecessor to the Bulldog. But great gun. The only thing it has, got some electronics in it and stuff like that. I killed pigs and alligators with this. I killed an alligator, obviously alligators with the Dragon Claw. Was freaking awesome. Now, guys, here's another gun. You go to PCP. This is the Wing Shot. This is actually a shotgun. Got a ventilated rib, the whole thing. I have the arrows here because I made some flu arrows for this. And it's pretty freaking cool to shoot arrows out of an air shotgun. This will shoot pellets. Not as good as the 50 caliber Dragon Claw, but it shoots shot shells freaking amazing, and it shoots arrows pretty awesome. The Dragon Claw shoots the arrows better. The flu arrows shoot great out of this. So that's kind of where that all goes. And that's kind of a breakdown. Now you can start getting into the higher end guns, and I'm heading there. After you get away from these and you want to go to, you might always be happy with a Marauder or a Jumbo. They really fit what I do, but I will go into the higher end guns. Now you're talking $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You get into a Raw or something like that. Great guns, just not justifiable yet for me. Now, when you get the PCP guns, there's numerous ways you can do this. You can get a pump. If you don't shoot a lot, if you're just a backyard plinker, pump is great. It'll definitely serve its purpose. You can go to a scuba tank, which will get you to 3,000 PSI. Or you can go to a carbon fiber tank, like this one, Air Venturi sells. And this will get you to 4,500 PSI. Which most scuba shops can get you there. You just got to have a local scuba shop. Or you can go with a compressor. I'll kind of show you that. That's that thing right there. So I have a compressor that I use, and that'll go to 4,500. But a little bird has told me that they are coming out with what they call a companion compressor. It's going to run around 450, 500 bucks, be run off 12 volt or 110, and it's basically going to be used to fill up directly to the gun. It's not going to be durable to run a long period of time and fill a scuba tank, I don't believe. So that's kind of where it's at. So basically, guys, here it is. The whole concept of this video was to tell you there's a huge selection of guns. So when you text me or you call me or you send me a message and say, what gun should I buy? That's really an answer you have to do. This will give you a starting point. Are you going to just shoot in your backyard? Will a pump gun work? You know, like the Benjamin Sheridan or the 2100. Are you going to be shooting with your kid and you should be looking into like a Crosman Recruit? Break barrel guns, I think were great in their time. I just don't think, I don't want to recommend break barrel guns. They're hard to shoot. They're not hard to shoot. They're easy to shoot, easy to cock. To get accuracy out of them, they're kind of finicky. They're pellet finicky. You got to make sure you can choose the artillery hold, stuff like that. Kind of skip that. Go to like a Benjamin Sheridan, or there's going to be, like I said, there's another gun coming out. Air Venturi is going to be sending me. It's not in production yet, but it's going to be a pump gun, and I'm really excited about it. We'll review that later. But really, kind of one I recommend you guys go to is jump right into a PCP gun. Get either the Jumbo or get the Marauder, and get a 25 cal, and just start there. If you really think you do a lot of shooting, that's where I would go. And then from there, you know, we can go into the big bores. A lot of states are passing laws to get big bores allowed for big game hunting. And there is a lot of states that already have it. And them 50 cals are nice. 357s are really nice. They get the job done. The one thing I like about my my Air Venturi Seneca series is it shoots arrows, it shoots shot shells, and it shoots pellets. You go to a Crosman style, it's going to shoot. You can buy air bolts for a Bulldog. It's not as good as shooting them out of the air bow. So that's it, guys. Couple things. Pyramid Air, look them up. Buy all your air gun stuff from Pyramid Air. They support Sam Wood Outdoors. I don't ever ask you guys, you know, to like directly support me. I want you to support my sponsors. They kind of support me. The next thing is 550. Look him up on Facebook. 550 and more. My buddy Gino. He'll get you hooked up on a koozie, a sling, anything like that that you need. Guys are out shed hunting. He's got antler carriers, all of that, small game carriers. Last thing in closing, guys. I don't know how this is all going to pan out on YouTube. 2 days ago, they came out and they said we can't do rifle gun reviews. We can't have 30-round clips. We can't have bump stocks. We can't do this. We can't do. They're really clamping down on gun channels. I don't know how that's going to affect air gun channels. A couple of weeks ago, we had a big scare. They took a bunch of air gun channels down. I don't know how that's all going to go, guys. I'm leaning towards getting a Patreon account, maybe saying, you know, give me $1 a year and I'll notify you, because I'm trying to move all my videos over to Vimeo and stuff to protect myself. You can follow me on Instagram, Sam Wood Outdoors LLC. You can follow me on Facebook, Sam Wood Outdoors. You can follow me on YouTube, Sam Wood Outdoors. I just got a Twitch account. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but there's ways to follow me, guys. Just keep following, keep doing what you do. I'll keep doing what I do, and I hope this video gave you some direction. All right, guys, I got to get back to work.